All right, let's talk about something that's become the invisible architecture of our lives, our digital world. We're going to hold up a mirror to our online selves and really dig into the culture that shapes, well, pretty much everything we do now. It's the water we swim in every single day, so it's probably time we understood its currents, right? Let's dive in. So, let me ask you this. Think about your day so far. Did you maybe check an email before you even got out of bed? Or scroll through a friend's vacation pics on social media? Maybe you sent a quick message that zipped across the planet in what, a second? If you did any of that, then yeah, the answer is a resounding yes. You are an active citizen of this huge, sprawling digital society. But what does that citizenship really mean?
So, first things first, let's put a name to this new world we're all living in, because it's so much more than just the apps on our phones or the websites we visit. We're talking about a genuine, fundamental shift in how we as humans live and behave.
At its core, digital culture is exactly what it sounds like. It's a new layer of human culture. It's built on these shared habits, these unwritten rules that have popped up all around the technology we use. You can almost think of it like a hybrid culture. We still celebrate birthdays, but now it's a mix of an in-person party and a video call with relatives halfway across the world. It's the old, just blended with the new.
And these 7 pillars, they're basically the blueprint for this whole new society. On one hand, you've got these incredible forces for good, right? Constant connection, information sharing at lightning speed, and this nonstop technological innovation that lets us build these amazing virtual communities. But there's a flip side. There's kind of a price of admission. You need a whole new set of skills, and you're forced to grapple with some really heavy questions about privacy, security, and your own responsibilities online. And that brings us to the big idea for today, the digital mirror. If we hold up this digital world and look into it, what does it really show us about ourselves? Let's take a look at how it's not just reflecting our old human culture, but actually changing it. This table really lays it all out. You can see the pattern, can't you? We're shifting from things that are physical and local to things that are virtual and global. Communication moves from face-to-face to screen-to-screen. Community isn't just your neighborhood anymore. It's an online forum with people you've never even met in person. Even our most ancient rituals, like festivals, are now live-streamed to the entire world. Everything is becoming way more accessible, but at the same time, maybe a little more abstract. So who are the architects building this new reality? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual tools, the digital hammers and nails, if you will, that are constructing the world around us every single day.
First up, we've got e-health. This is where tech meets our physical well-being. And the most obvious example? Just think about the absolute explosion of telehealth during the pandemic. We could suddenly see a doctor from our own living room. That's a massive shift. And it's all about improving access and giving patients more control over their own healthcare.
Then there's e-learning, which has totally changed the game for education. You've got platforms like Coursera or Khan Academy, which basically mean that where you live and what your schedule is, they just don't matter as much anymore. You can learn to code, study ancient history, whatever you want, from anywhere. It's basically a university in your pocket.
Okay, now let's look at the tools that are literally designing our physical world. Ever wonder how they design a skyscraper or even the smartphone in your hand? Well, the answer is CAD, or computer-aided design. It's like a digital drafting table on steroids. It lets architects and engineers build and test these incredibly complex 3D models with absolute precision before a single brick is ever laid.
And what happens after that perfect digital blueprint is made? That's where CAM, computer-assisted manufacturing, comes into play. That design gets sent straight to robotic arms and smart machines on a factory floor. It's that magic moment where a digital idea gets seamlessly turned into a physical object with unbelievable speed and efficiency.
But if we look a little closer at this digital mirror, we start to see some cracks. This powerful new world, well, it isn't perfect. It's not a utopia. It's brought with it some really serious challenges that we absolutely have to face head-on.
The first crack, and maybe the deepest one, is this: the divide.
Simply put, the digital divide is the gap between people who are connected and people who aren't. Not everyone has fast, reliable internet. Not everyone has the latest device. And this isn't just some minor inconvenience. It creates a whole new kind of inequality. When jobs, education, and even healthcare all move online, being on the wrong side of that divide means you risk being left behind.
The next crack in the mirror? This one hits a lot closer to home. It's about something we all say we value, but something we seem to be losing more of every day: our privacy.
You know, every single click, every search, every like, it all creates this trail of data. And that data is being scooped up on a massive scale by huge companies and governments. We're under this constant risk of our most private information, our messages, our photos, our conversations being hacked, leaked, or just watched. In this world, the whole idea of a truly private space is starting to feel like a fantasy.
And it's not just about our data being collected passively. There are people out there who are actively trying to steal it.
We're all trying to navigate this minefield of cybercrime. Hacking, identity theft, phishing scams, these are just everyday dangers now. We've all seen the scary headlines about huge data breaches, like that time at Yahoo that exposed millions of accounts. It's a constant, glaring reminder that we don't just need better security, we need a stronger sense of ethics and safety online.
So, with all these challenges, what are we supposed to do? Well, that brings us to our final and honestly most important point. What does it actually mean to be a good citizen in this new digital world?
The answer, really, is something called digital citizenship. And this isn't just about knowing how to log on. It's about actively working to make our online world a better place. It means being responsible and ethical. It's about recognizing that with our right to connect and speak comes a shared responsibility to make our digital communities safe, inclusive, and constructive for everyone involved.
And that leaves us with one last really big question to think about. In a world where our personal data has become one of the most valuable resources on the planet, we have to decide, what are our fundamental rights in this digital age? Because the answers we come up with won't just define the internet. They're going to define the future of our society itself.